So, yo, I'm just sitting here chilling, thinking about things, man. And, you know, listen, players, it's kind of, well, how can I put it, man? Listen, like, I'm old as fuck compared to probably most of you watching the video. There are a few of you who are, around my age group, watch my videos and all that and such. But for the most part, my perspective is going to be different. And I hope you would listen to it a little bit because you can't beat experience, man. It's just the way it is. As much as you like to think you can, you can't. And as someone who's had a lot more experience now, it's really rather than fact evident. Those people you see who seem to be ahead of the game at a young age are just a rare exception. But 99% of us ain't that guy. You ain't that guy, buddy. You ain't that guy, pal. And we got to live through experience. An experience I'm looking out here and what I'm seeing is it's just getting too much, man. It's just getting too much, if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. We are a victim of social media, and these people in Silicon Valley have absolutely mind-fucked so many of us. And it could be good. How can I put it this way? Let me put it this way. Let me just give you an example so I don't have to blither on here like an idiot. We feel, also FOMO, fear of missing out, falls in this category. We feel as though we are, getting information and we're staying woke and we are, I guess, more informed, which allows us to make better decisions, right? And there's an awakening happening on Earth. And the way I look at things, I don't think things have gotten any better with all this access to information. I don't think things have improved for anyone's lives, especially young people. With the massive rise that seems to be of mental health problems in young people, and also just the overall negative vibes. I mean, dude, someone tried to shoot Trump's head, blow his brains head off, man. And, with the information happening, it isn't stopping the people who have power from doing what they were going to do anyways. It just lets you know they're going to do it. And the decisions that we have and the power that we have as people isn't enough to make a difference or change much anyways. For example, listen, man, I'm gonna keep it real here. I mean, fuck, dude, I love Trump, man. I think the guy's hilarious. I love his fucking moxie. I love his alpha maleness. I love his golf game. I think he's hilarious. I love his outlaw mentality. I love his fuck you kind of personality. And I find it entertaining and refreshing. And I think he did a pretty good job when he ran the country, and I think a lot of bullshit. A lot of people trying to take him down, and I get that. But at the same time, he gets 4 years, man, 4 years to be the president, and then what happens? It's not a dictatorship. He doesn't have carte blanche power, where he can just simply do what he wants to do and change the whole world. I mean, Barack Obama, right? There's a guy who in retrospect, was probably one of the worst presidents ever. Took away so much freedom of speech, freedom of press, and was threw more whistleblowers in jail for doing the right thing than anybody, and drone strike the hell out of the Middle East and killed thousands upon thousands of innocent people, and then won the Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't a symbol of the bullshit of the system. I don't know what is, my friends. But you got this guy, right? In power, Barack Obama, for, and had his Obamacare and all that. Well, it gets repealed, it gets turned back, it gets sent back. I mean, they had Roe versus Wade, right? For those out there who are into that kind of thing. And then what happened? That's gone now. Nothing lasts. It's just the idea that you have the left and right. You have two choices only. No one else can get in the picture. Ross Perot or RFK Jr., anybody for that matter. I don't care if you like them or not. I'm using this example of dudes who are independents. Ross Perot came the closest ever. And basically, at the end of the day, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's not a hydra, I would say, because they are different beasts. But it's the same same system. They're still serving the same system. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a Republican there or a Democrat. They're still working within that system, and the rules apply to them just like anyone else, and there's only so much that can be done. And I'm not saying that, like, having Trump or Biden doesn't make a difference as far as, like, incremental changes, maybe as far as, certain quality of life, or I always say the vibe or the zeitgeist would be the more correct nomenclature to use here, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that the social media and the fact that we think we're getting woke or getting more information doesn't actually really do any good for anybody, like having a little information, but yet we're all powerless to make a difference. And a lot of it's grifting too. A lot of these people just use social media who are big social media left and right wing pundits, like whether you're Destiny on one side or Steven Crowder on the right as an example. It doesn't really matter when it comes down to that, because most of them are just, they have no power to change anything. Like, people who are going to vote Trump are going to vote him. People are going to vote left are going to vote left. Very few people are going to change their mind. You could have the election right now and it wouldn't make a difference. You could have the election right now in Canada and it wouldn't make a difference. People are going to vote for Trudeau or vote for Pierre Poilievre. Most people had enough of Trudeau's shit, which is amazing. That's different though. Canada is a bit different. We don't have a two-party system. We have a parliament and first to the line type thing, where we have numbers in, you're not voting for a president, you don't even vote for a prime minister, you vote for the party, and then whoever gets the most seats ends up that becomes a leader. That guy still has to win his riding, it's called, in this area of the country. And then whoever has the most seats for a political party, they get to pass the rules and law. But then sometimes you don't have a majority, and so all the parties sort of have to work together in order to even get anything done. Otherwise, it's a stalemate, and then you have to absolve Parliament, and you have to have another vote because you can't get anything done because no one's agreeing to it. And right now, in Canada, you have the NDP, which is the New Democratic Party, which is kind of like a further left Democrats, and then you have the Liberals, which is supposed to be more centralist, and usually was the most popular party because they weren't too crazy left or right, which is like how most people like to vote. And what happened is that they actually went too far left with Trudeau, so everyone's really sick and tired of that shit. And then you have the Conservatives, and you have the Green Party. So right now they have the NDP who are propping up the Trudeau government because Trudeau does not have a majority, does not have the numbers. Only 30-something percent, 40% of Canada voted for the guy. So what he's doing is he's hooking up with this Jagmeet Singh guy from the New Democratic Party to get enough seats in order to keep the government running, by promising him a bunch of stuff, like they want a free dental care for everybody and free diabetic medication, which is cool. I know a lot of Americans don't like that because tax, but here's a spoiler alert for everybody in America. Just want to point this out, that you spend more tax money per person, so you're all getting taxed more per person than Canada, and everybody up here has free medical. And on top of that, if you want, you can just go pay for stuff. Like, I had to get an MRI done, and I didn't want to wait around 3 to 4 months because it wasn't anything important. It was for my elbow, because I'm not like a life or death situation. They can just put me in the back of the line. So I just went and paid $800 to get MRI done, which would cost you like $3,000 in America for the same thing. But I paid for it privately, and I got it done within 1 week. Just booked an appointment, went down, boom. Then I went and saw my doctor, and then went and saw a sports medicine doctor. Anyways, digress a bit here. The point is, though, I think the whole thing is an illusion of choice. At the same time, I like to feel as if I'm not. We don't want to admit that we're powerless. We don't want to admit that we don't have any actual say in the system. But like, to end the video off on a quote by George Carlin, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't in it, guys. And I don't think all information we're getting and who we think we're going to vote for, I don't honestly believe 80% of me, but honestly, is on the tip of, or on the side of, it doesn't really, matter. Like, I would have Trump in there just because I like to see the guy be elected, and it's fun, and he says some crazy shit, and I like the way he acts, and I like what he does, and cause a little bit of mayhem. And in Canada, for sure, I do not want Trudeau, because it does feel like that guy is making rules and passing laws that are affecting our freedoms with Bill C. 81, 71, doesn't matter. The passing bills that are taking away freedoms and acting crazy. So in certain countries, I feel like the elections actually do matter. In America, not so much, because you have the three power system. It's not a democracy, it's a republic. You don't have carte blanche. You have Democrats, you have the House, you have the Senate, all that bullshit. So it's a big different game down there. And at the end of the day, the problem is this: America, though, is the tip of the spear for the West. Like they have the most power. They're the most powerful country, the biggest economy for now. China's definitely going to take over that, and we'll take over. We'll become the next superpower. They're already there. They're close to first, but yeah, I just think that I think it's just like the whole system, man, and everybody we have when we talk about the whole, the whole thing, man. It's fuck. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking waste of time, and we all fight each other instead of realizing it's all bullshit, and we all should just like say fuck it and go.